And we are here in Thanksgiving in New Jersey, and we're going to make our famous Thanksgiving stuffing. Now this recipe is a recipe that was given to us by my grandmother, who I was named after. She's my namesake, and so my mother told me that one summer when she came to visit us, she was stuffing a chicken, and she decided that she was going to stuff it with several different ingredients that my mother wasn't aware of. So one of the things that she did, which is very telling of her Italian peasant roots, in that they use a lot of the odds and ends of pigs and so forth, or animals, in order to have some of their recipes. You know, it's considered the peasant food. So one of the things that we do is we use chicken gizzards. And if you know what a chicken gizzard is, it's actually a secondary stomach for birds. All birds have gizzards, and because they don't have teeth, they need extra strength in their gastric GI tract in order to be able to digest their food. So they do need the secondary stomach. So that's actually quite interesting. And what this provides is more of a textural piece. And it's one of those ingredients in what we would call giblets as well. So what my mom has already done is that she has boiled these till they're tender. You have to make sure of that. And she has snipped them up into these, you know, various, about, I don't know, I would say maybe less than an inch cubed. And one of the other ingredients here are the sausage, Italian sausage. And what you can do is you can get either spicy or sweet. We generally use sweet, but spicy, if you like to kick it up a little bit, would be great. And we have some Jersey eggs here that have been, are coming from actually some locally grown chickens here. So, and we're using those and they're nice and fresh. Now, what this recipe also calls for sometimes are mushrooms that you can roast ahead of time in a separate pan with some olive oil. You can use the mushrooms. That just lends to the heartiness of the kind of a huntsman stuffing that it is. Parmigiano-Reggiano cheese, of course, some good quality, and some salt and pepper. Kind of simple with the basics, and so we're going to go ahead and head on over to the stove and start to simmer some of this up. Okay, so first we're going to take off the casings here of the sausage, right, because we're going to kind of break it apart into the pan. You don't need any extra oil on the bottom of it because there's enough fat that comes out of the sausage, right? And so this is going to brown. And we're going to put this in the pan like this, and it's just going to brown as we move it along. So I'm just going to get a bit of a spoon to kind of work it. You just kind of keep moving it around so it browns everywhere. So my mom is removing some of this. She's got about 2 pounds here, right, Mom?
Yeah.
About 2 pounds, and this should stuff about a 20-pound turkey. You could stuff this in the turkey as we do, or you can cook this separately too in the oven after we put all the components together. What we're going to do in this pan is that we're going to brown all of this, okay? And as soon as this gets browned and cooked through the sausage, we're going to then add, in order, we're going to add some of the gizzards in there. And then my mother is going to whisk some eggs that we're also going to cook in the same pan. And it's going to kind of be a little bit of a scramble. That's what it's going to look like.
9 eggs.
How many eggs?
9.
9 eggs, she says.
Yeah.
About 9 to 10 eggs. We don't do everything exact here. We go to see how it looks and how it feels, right? So if it's 9, it looks a little dry, we're going to throw in another egg to make it a little better. So we're going to wait here till this pan starts to sizzle a bit, and we're going to cook this through. Okay, so now the sausage is cooked through, and so what's happened, some of the fat and the oil has kind of come out of the sausage, so what we're going to do is we're going to drain it, and then we're going to put the contents right back into the pan, because we don't want it to be, you know, too fatty. So here we are, we've drained that, and then we're just going to put it right back in, okay? So we removed some of this fat out of here, and this kind of gives it another chance to quickly brown again, okay? So now, what my mother is doing is that she's starting to beat her eggs, about 9 to 10, right, Mom?
Yes.
So she has some Parmesan cheese in there. Here, I'm going to handle that. Some Parmesan cheese and some salt and pepper. How much Parmesan cheese? About a cup of Parmesan cheese. And how much salt and pepper? Okay, about 2 tablespoons of salt and 2 tablespoons of pepper. Now I am putting in the cut up boiled chicken gizzards into the sausage. I'm going to just kind of turn it around and keep moving it so they cook together. And the chicken gizzards are taking on the flavor of the sausage as I'm doing this. So my mom is feverishly beating these eggs over here as well. She's also handing me the mushrooms in case I don't forget to put them in. And here I go. I'm just going to go right ahead and put them in. These have been sauteed prior to this. And I'm just going to go ahead and do that and just stir it all in. And it actually looks quite pretty and huntsman-like, so I'm going to kind of show it to you like this. Look how beautiful that is. Yeah, it looks really good. You start smelling the savory. It's a savory dish. It's not a typical American stuffing that is filled with bread and sweets and so forth. We don't really do that in Italy. We save the sweets for dessert. We don't candy our vegetables. We don't put marshmallow on top of our sweet potatoes. And whatever is coming out of the butthole of the chicken is going to be part of it. No cranberries there. Okay, so that's what we're doing. We're continuing to saute here a bit. Now my mother is going to pour the egg mixture into, go ahead, she's doing that just quite slowly. And then I'm just going to go right in and start to stir it up and mix it up as if I were making a scramble. So as I'm doing this, you know, the eggs are cooking, they're binding everything together, and I think that Mom's going to sprinkle some more Parmesan cheese over top of it a little bit there. And then a little bit more salt and pepper as I go. So I'm just going to keep moving this, much like you would do a scramble. So we're just going to go ahead and keep going. So it's looking quite nice. If you take a look at that. Very pretty. See, the pan has cooled down a little bit, right? You don't hear that sizzling anymore because the eggs just kind of cooled everything down. So you probably, what you want to do is increase the heat on the pan a bit too so that it cooks. And of course you want to cook this very, very much through so that the egg and sausage and everything is 100% cooked. Okay, and then what we're going to do after this is we're just going to stuff it right into the turkey.